How's everybody doing out there today? We are back again after the holiday. I hope you guys had a hell of a Father's Day, you fathers. Uh, my wife and stuff was very, very upset about what she saw yesterday for Father's Day. She went to the restaurant and picked me up my little dinner. She said, I'm not going to cook. I'm going to just pick you up something and everything. So she went in there and the goddamn place was packed.
Mm.
She said, damn it, I went out on Mother's Day and it wasn't hardly nobody out there.
What?
Why why they do us like that? We mothers. And I said, well, but Trump had just started doing something. I forgot what the fuck he did because he does so much shit every goddamn day that you don't know what the hell happened. But anyway, it was something bad that happened. And I forgot what the hell it was, what he did for Mother's Day. But he screwed everybody up. I mean, the whole fucking country, man, didn't come out for Mother's Day at all. Everybody was at home. They did their little thing at home and stuff and everything, and that was it. So uh, she was pissed about it. Y'all done, Trump done messed up my Mother's Day, but he, goddamn it, Father's Day coming out, and these places is packed now. They taking daddies out. So I know Papa. He got took out. They fattened him up. They made damn sure he had plenty to eat and everything. Gave me little gifts and all of that. Everybody lined up, hugging. Oh, Papa, half hours there, half hours there, Papa.
No, I had requested to stay home and relax.
But you still had, they were still lined up. Papa.
Yeah, well, I had like people calling and dropping by, but the thing is, I just, my wife took me to the casino
To her
for
favorite place, huh?
for breakfast.
Oh, okay. To her favorite place.
Right. So that was nice, and of course, we didn't get out of there until 12 o'clock. So it was nice. I had an enjoyable Sunday afternoon and Sunday morning. But I was thinking, you know, eh, we are so blessed. Come about you and I got some friends the same way. We still here, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing our grandkids, playing sports and all kind of things, and graduating from high school and college and all that. I look at, you know, my parents and other people's parents. Some of them don't make it, bro,
Mm-hmm.
to see all this.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm grateful, bro. I'm very grateful and thankful for all the long life, because I'm enjoying it. I really am. I mean, I ain't where I wanted to be, but I sure ain't what I was. So I'm grateful. I'm
Yeah.
very grateful.
Yeah. Well, we can get up every morning and dress ourselves, put our clothes on.
There you go.
Don't have to have nobody to help me. I ain't
So
got no
far,
diaper. I ain't got no diaper. I ain't pissing and shitting on myself. And I can put my clothes on every day and shoot, man. You're right, man. It is a blessing, man, that we can do all this stuff and everything because a whole lot of folks and stuff, man, did not make it past this where we at. I didn't live past how far my mother done been was on this earth. My grandmother, I lived past her. I've lived past her time. My dad, I've lived past his time. So I'm headed up there to catch up with my uncle. He was, far as I know, he was the longest living in the family and stuff so far that I know of. But
that's what I'm saying, bro.
yeah, but I got an aunt, man. She's in her 90s and stuff, man. She's still kicking. But Something happened the other day to me. I had just got off our show on Thursday evening, and I had just finished up posting the show on YouTube, and I'm sitting here and stuff, relaxing, getting ready to get myself together and go back downstairs, and my phone rang. Ring, ring, ring. There was a notice on there that says I'm supposed to be the call person and everything for my aunt if something happens to her.
Mm.
I said, "Oh shit!" I said, "What the hell going on?" I said, "Wait." I said, "I'm gonna have to wait here and find out if they gonna call me up because she lives in Mississippi." So uh, I waited. Then you get no phone call. I said, man, maybe I should call my cousin here and stuff and see if she heard anything. I said, "No, I ain't gonna call. I ain't gonna call. I ain't gonna call." So I said, "Well." So I finally went downstairs. I woke up about 2 o'clock in the morning and looked at my phone, and ain't nothing show up. I said, "Well, I wonder what the heck going on with her." So in the morning, Friday morning, I'm sitting there having coffee with my wife and everything, and I showed her the phone. I said, "Hey, look and see what happened here." And she looked at it. Didn't you call? Didn't you call her? Didn't you call her to find out what's going on? I said, yeah, I called, but there was no answer. I didn't get no answer from anybody. So I called my cousin up, who was a daughter. She lives in Birmingham. Say, hey, she answered the phone on the second ring. Hey, boy, how you doing? I said, I'm all right. I mean, everything's all right. I'm getting ready to get my surgery. Yeah, I know. I said, first thing I want to ask you is, how's your mom? What do you mean? I said, her phone called me last night. She laughed. She burst out laughing. She said, you the fourth one that called me. The phone to call about 3 or 4 people. About 3 years ago, Ted, I was over there with my aunt, and I saw how weak she was and everything, and they letting her stay at the house by herself, and she had just turned 90.
Mm.
And I said, man, I don't know why these people, they just leave her there. I said, she's 90 years old and stuff. And I know, she's been tracing, she got a little walk and everything. She can get around the house and do all that. But if something happened and she fall out, ain't nobody going to be doing anything about it. She might lay on the floor for a day or so. I don't know. Or an hour, 2 hours. Doesn't matter. So I said, up. I went out and I bought a, I bought her one of those watches to go on her arm, Apple Watch. And the Apple Watch and stuff, if something happens to you, you got the watch on, you fall down, it's going to call the police. It's going to come pop up there. Ooh, are you okay? The watch going to talk to you. So I had forgotten about it until that Tuesday, Thursday night when her phone called me. That's what it's set up to do. It's set up. If anything happens or you do anything, it will call somebody and let them know that you got a problem and that you should call them and react to it. So each one of them who got the phone call told my cousin Linda, don't. She said, I'm going to turn that thing off. Mama got her phone, all that. To the person, they told her, do not do that because something may happen and she won't be able to get out and say anything or whatever. So we have to be diligent and understand that that thing will do what it says it's going to do. Now, I found out, Ted, that if you are sitting there talking to somebody and you say something, I could have had a heart attack. Anything could have happened to me. The phone is listening, the watch is listening to you, and it's going to pop up. Oh, you got an emergency going on. We're going to call the police. We're going to call your contacts and stuff
Mm.
in 10, 9, 8, 7. My wife had to click the thing off.
Mm.
So that's what happened with our phone. Somebody must have said something and everything to trigger that daggone thing to go off. And it immediately started thinking it's going to call people up. and tell them something is wrong. Technology is awesome. It is awesome. I had to tell my cousin, said, don't you do that, Linda. Don't bother your mom's watch because something may happen. That's the only thing that could be there with her if something happens to her. Oh, I'm sorry, boy. I'm so glad to hear y'all say that. So hopefully she doesn't do it. But those are things and stuff that we need and stuff now. And we need to use technology for our health. Because something might happen to you, Ted. You don't know. You might fall down. Your wife ain't there. Can't get up. You don't know. We don't know what's going to happen. But it's good to know that even if you sitting there in your heart and you can't move and your heart is doing, if your watch is sitting there, call the ambulance. And the phone, your watch is going to listen to you and it's going to call the ambulance for you. You ain't got to raise your hand. You ain't got to dial a number. Nothing.
Ooh, you
It's
giving me
going
a
to pick
warning,
up.
bro.
It's going to pick up your location. And it's
You
going
said
to
I gotta get
call.
a what now? What I gotta get a what kind of watch?
It's an iPhone,
iPhone.
iWatch. I'm somebody said iWatch. It's an iWatch. You have to pay that one price for it. Set it up and just program it how you want it. It's going to ask you some questions when you program it, and you tell all the questions it is. It's going to ask you how old you are, everything, if and what kind of medication you take. It's going to ask you that. So if they do call up the emergency people and stuff, the damn phone will will send them a fucking link and tell them what kind of medication you're on, what kind of problem that you had, everything. It even lets them know if you were diabetic or if you're taking aspirins and stuff and everything because the emergency people need to know that. Because if you start bleeding and everything and stuff, they got to know that you're going to be a bleeder because you're taking aspirin. You don't know. Anything might happen. You can sit there and fall up and you can't move. Well, all you got to do is speak and hold that watch up. Call the ambulance and it will do it. And it will call your wife and anybody else you have in the contact for
I think I'm
emergency.
gonna pick a couple of those up today. No, not today, but soon.
Get a used one. Don't get the new ones. Get a used one. You don't have to get a brand new one. The brand new ones cost about $500. Get a used one.
Mm.
You can pay about two something for a used one. Used one do it either a seven. Get you a iWatch 7 is fine. Those are about 2 years old, 2 or 3 years old. You don't need that 9. The 9 is brand new and they're gonna charge you a lot more money. But the 7 is gonna do the same thing. Because
Gotcha.
matter of fact, I got my wife a newer one and everything and stuff now. And that thing is, ooh man, it's awesome. She wears it all the time. It even answers her phone. But you don't have no iPhone, so it didn't answer your phone. But it will at least be able to do what you want to do for emergency. I don't have one. I should get one, but I don't have one. I got every damn thing else. So my wife said, you got me one. Why don't you get you one? I said, you're the one that's got the most problems. I ain't got all the health problems. I can breathe. You sitting down there can't hardly breathe. And then she been having hypertension since she been 19 years old. Man, we don't take care of ourselves. Most people do not take care of themselves until something bad happens. People, if you in your 60s, get you a primary doctor and go see them every year. Nothing wrong with finding out that your body is not together. Most of us here, and I know why they do it. They don't want to find out they got something bad going on with them. They want to hide it from people. But you need to find out before it's too late. Sometimes they can catch stuff and everything, and they can eliminate the problems and everything, and you can live maybe another year or two longer. But if you wait until, it might go away. If there's a pain in your body, is telling you something, people. You got a pain, it's telling you something. Your body is telling you something is wrong. If you ain't up moving around real good, it's telling you something. I saw Ted on one of these ads and stuff we have on YouTube, and they were talking to these people over there in Japan, and they were asking them. They said, "You citizens and stuff, you all don't wear incontinent uh, supplies, diapers and stuff like that." And she said, "Why? Why is it that you all don't do it?" And the lady said, "Well, we have incontinent people also, but we do one thing that the American people don't do. Once they get incontinent, what's the first thing they start doing? Stop drinking water, because they don't want to go to the bathroom that much. So they stop drinking water. So you need to keep on doing what you were doing. Drink plenty of water, even though you're incontinent, even though it's happening. Sometimes it can help to get rid of it. Keep drinking the water. Don't stop. Hell, you might pee. It doesn't matter. Keep drinking. And I thought about it, and I said, that lady's probably right. You're probably right. So I haven't got incontinent yet, but I still drink my water. And like I said earlier, I ain't got no diaphone yet. Oh, you know, uh, I used to I would go to church regularly all the time, but I stopped for a little bit. I don't know why. I don't know. My pastor did something and pissed me off and everything. I said, shit, I ain't going to that church no damn more. He found out he out there fucking at least half the goddamn women in the church. So I said, shit, ain't nothing I can do here. But when I was going there, there was the deacons was sitting in the front seat. And I was sitting in the second row behind the deacons and everything. I'm sitting up front all the time. I didn't sit in the back of the church. I sat right in the front so I can make sure I can hear the message. On Sunday, I got to get my message. But there were these older guys and stuff on the front seat, and you can smell piss.
Mm.
They weren't taking care of themselves. Some of them, a lot of them were, but some of them weren't. And I told myself, ain't no damn way in the world I'm gonna get down there at the age and shit, and somebody gonna smell me. I'd have pissed on myself and they gonna smell it. That ain't gonna happen. Now, I just came back from Kankakee, Illinois, which is 60 miles south of Chicago, a couple of weeks ago for graduation. And one of my friends and stuff that I know who is younger than I am, he's incontinent. I said, see it, don't you have a diaphone? I ain't wearing no diaphone. I'm gonna just pee on myself. Yes, so you go, you pee on your damn self and walk around and everybody smell all that piss on you. He said, I don't care. I ain't wearing no diaper.
You see, Dion is advertising for him. Deion Sanders is advertising.
Yeah, he said, I said, see it. You, he said, well, I said, well, what's going on? He said, well, I know when it's coming, but I can't stop it. So he said, if I can't get to the bathroom fast enough, then I'm peeing on myself. So he said sometimes he get there in time and sometimes he don't.
You know, the body is amazing. And the reason why I say that is because if you break the body down into actually what we are made of, which is goes down to protons and protons and cellular systems, and but really all of those uh, mechanisms that are in our body, we got something like a trillion or more cells in our body. The thing is that each one of those cells will renew themselves within 5 to 7 years. Now, when you renew those cellulars, it all depends on what you're feeding it, and really how you talk to your body, because your body is energy. We're all energy. We are a spirit, and the spirit is energy. So when you are, like you was mentioning pain. Now, because we are very aware of our body, and we're athletes. We were athletes, and we had different pains in our body because we were abusing our body, basically. Running, jumping, all of that. Running into everybody, contact sports, and all that stuff. But our body is very fragile. However, it's very strong. And one of the things, now this is just my own research and opinion, and I've come to the conclusion that everything works through the power of the mind. I just recently did a research and say, does the Bible say you can heal yourself? Well, the body does heal itself in so many ways. You know, all this medication, all that's doing is just sort of kind of, prolonging or whatever they do, synthetic medicine, medication, all of that stuff sort of kind of eases the pain and sort of kind of blocks certain things out. But basically, I know some people, they don't take no medication. Even when they have surgery, they go to the dentist, go and do what you got to do, doctor. And they deal with it. But what's happening to that body is whenever you have surgery, it's traumatizing your body. So the question is that what is your cellular system and your energy, all of those protons and all that is doing what you're doing to your body. But I think that what you do is you have to speak to your body. That's what I really believe. You know, just like, and basically what you're doing is you're really convincing your mind to penetrate. And then there's all kind of ways where our body is so connected. Like they say that your intestines is basically your brain. It's geared just like your brain. And if you look at your feet has all kinds of mechanisms that relate to each part of your body. Your hands is the same way. So the body is miraculous, man. When we were created, when God created us, it is just so miraculous how we are a wonder, bro. You know, I mean, we are a human and a being at the same time, meaning that we can communicate, we can think, we can create. Now, if you look at it, if you look at the animals, they are basically, to a certain degree, the same way to a certain degree, but at a very low level. And then there are some, because each one of those animals, some of those animals, they have to, some of them provide shelter for themselves, they provide food for themselves. But the difference is they don't have to earn a living. They don't have to earn a living. They ain't worried about making a paycheck. They ain't worried about paying no bills. Whereas humans, we have to think on, because of the society that we live in, we have to be concerned about that. And that's what brings on stress, hypertension, because we're constantly trying to figure things out. You can have $100,000 a bank, $200,000 a bank, but you still might have stress. You can have a couple of million in the bank. That hypertension and that stress that you put on your body, instead of relaxing and meditating and prayer and all the things, I think what happens is that what we do is we sort of kind of harm our body because of the society that we live in. We're harming our body because of those things. Besides all the contaminations and the poison, the air pollution, and all of that crap, you know, the food we eat and all that stuff. But the point is that, and I'll say this again, the body is amazing, bro. It's amazing. It's so God, He knew what He was doing. Now here's the thing, though. Here, I'm sort of kind of going off on here, but here's the thing: you got some people, you know, they got. It's amazing. You got short people, tall people, people with big hands, people with some. He didn't, when He made each one of us, He made us differently. There is no one exactly alike. He broke the mold. Some people got a brain, for some reason, somebody got a brain that is like unbelievable. They come up with all kind of creativity and inventions and all that. Some people, and that's the thing. That's what's so great about it. Every one of us are different. Every one of us have a genius in us. It's amazing, man. Now the Bible tells us that God promised us what? Three what? 3 decades? I mean, 6, 7 decades.
Yeah.
And if you're strong enough, you
It
might
equals
live
up.
to
It equals up to
120.
60. It equals up to 60.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the point is, because I've always wondered this:
Three
how do
score and
people
10, wasn't it?
live
Three score and 10, something like that.
three
Yeah.
score and ten? Correct.
Three score and 10. They
And
did
but the
70.
point is, back in the day, people was living 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 900 years. And for whatever reason, now there's 8 billion people on this earth right now, and I did my estimation that really over 100 billion people has been on this earth, and right now we have 8 billion. That's a lot of souls, bro. That's a lot of souls. So I look at it like that, and I look at, say, because A lot of people try to figure, well, what's my mission? What's my purpose? What's my this? What's my that? What am I supposed to do? And all of that. You know, hey, you do what your heart desires. That's all. And some people, man, just have better, more curiosity and want to be involved in 100 different things and all that stuff. All of us are different. I can't be you and you can't be me. And that's what's so good about it. That's why I love Ted Harvey, because ain't nobody like me. Ain't nobody like me, bro. I'm weird. I'm saying that in jest, but what I'm saying is, you weird too, Ed. Ain't nobody like you.
No, they not.
Ain't nobody like you.
I,
I mean,
I, everything that you've been sitting there talking about and everything, till I've been listening to it, and they all revert back, and I tell, and we tell people that we've been here a long damn time. Shit, we done been through a whole lot of crap and a whole lot of whatever it is, and we done heard philosophies from people and stuff that we grew up with, and older people and everything. And when you said something about the feet, it brought me back to my grandfather. I was 15 years old, and he was sitting there. He was close to 80. He's in his 80s. He said, "Boy, you know, uh, take care of your feet now. Take care of your feet, boy." He said, "Life goes to your feet, 'cause that's the first thing that touches the ground." I said, "Yeah, okay." I didn't believe him. But he said, "Life, it goes into your feet first." He said,
it's funny you said that,
it
Ed,
touches the
because
ground." He said, "The first thing that touches the
at
ground is your
least two
feet."
times a week I soak my feet.
That's what he told me. When
Yeah,
I
soak
was a
my
little
feet.
boy, he used to tell me that. I said, "Man," he said, I
And,
didn't believe him.
yeah,
"Yeah, you mean? What the hell you mean your feet?" He said, "Yeah, I take care of my feet now. I take care of my feet because my life goes through my feet. Everything that goes into my body comes through my feet." I
yeah,
said, "Okay."
yeah. I believe that.
Well, he believed it, and he lived to, I think, 86 or 87.
Yeah.
Yeah, he lived 86 or 87, and I don't believe he had too many sick days in his life. He was always up working every day, always up working every day. He sit down, eat a little breakfast in the morning, then he get up, go out and work on something. He would fix something up. He
That
fixing
is
it.
my problem, Ed. I do not like to tinkle. That's what my wife called it.
The what?
Tinkle.
Oh, tinker. Okay.
And you know, her dad, Mr. Taylor, used to tinker all the time. He always busy doing something in the garage or working on this, doing that. That's not me. I'd rather have a good book in my hand and read, or I'll listen to some famous philosophers, or I'll listen to some talk show, watch me some basketball, watch me some football, and have a good conversation like, we have. And then I might, usually I talk to two or three people every day. Somebody will call me or whatever. Like somebody yesterday or the day before yesterday called me and we was on the phone for 4 damn hours. I said, "Man, you sure could talk." I thought I could talk, but you could talk. But anyway, uh,
Well, I guess I'm like my grandfather did because I will tinker. If my wife went around here, man, I had his house tore up. Yeah, I mean they tore the whole place up, man. Trying to fix it.
I know.
Oh shit! I went down there today and I looked down there. I said, man, I gotta fix this flow because something going on here. It ain't acting right, It ain't floating right. I need to tear that
Oh,
thing up.
your ass came to my house, used the bathroom, and said, your toilet is not flowing right.
Yeah,
And
it's
then I
not.
said, oh, really? And
That's why I
then
look
what you
around me.
say? What you say?
Everything.
What you say? You said, I fixed it.
I fixed it. Damn right I did. I told you, man. I was. My sister lived in Chicago, in Dalton, Illinois, and she had bought her a house. And I come up in there every year. I come down and visit her and everything. I kept telling us, baby girl, uh, uh, I think your tile is breaking loose off the wall and everything. I said, water get behind it, it's gonna take all your tile off the wall. So for about 4 years, I kept telling her stuff. And finally, the tile started coming off the wall. And I come down there, and she said, Edward, the tile is coming off the wall. You right. What should I do? I said, let me call home and tell my wife I won't be back until for about a week. She said, what? I don't want to be back for a week because I'm gonna fix it. Yeah, I went in there, took all that shit out of there wall. The whole tub, man, was full of towel and everything. I took everything off the wall. She come in there and look at me and everything and walk back. I didn't have no idea what was going on with her until I got back home. And she and my wife said, man, your sister was calling me every day. She said, that was it. I don't know if he gonna get that stuff back together again. He done tore all my stuff on my wall out. But I did. I put it all back together again, took it all out, cleaned it all up, put it all back together again, put the towel through and everything. I was like, okay, girl, now everything is fine. But she didn't believe I could put it back together.
That was my brother Christopher. That's what Chris could do that.
Yeah.
See, everybody don't have those kind of skills and talent, bro.
Well, I don't think it's killing talent here. It's just a desire, man, to make shit look better, look right. If you see something wrong, you want to try to fix it and make it right. you know, because it's going to create problems for you. That's why I told us. I told her for 3 years. If you don't get that, she just had a little thing on there, that was leaking. All she had to do was caulk it. She didn't do it. But he eventually got behind it and tore it all down. Same thing happened with Richard. He called me up, found it one day. Brother, they done told me I got to get my bathroom done, all my tile coming out the wall. I said, Richard, how much, what did he say? He said, I called Sears up and they came out and he said, man, it's going to be $17,000 to fix my bathroom and everything up and everything halfway right. I said, how much? He said, $17,000. I said, Richard, how much money you got in cash? Man, I probably got about $6,000 in cash I got saved up. I said, hold on to it. I said, I'll be there in about 2 days. I drove up there, me and my friend. I picked him up in Mississippi. We drove up there, man, and put that thing, tore that whole bathroom out. Everything. I went down to the joist. I mean, I ain't kidding to you. The place all you can see was the joists on the floor. You can see down in the basement and pull the tub out. We had to take that. There's a steel tub. He beat the tub out. When we got done, man, that place was nice. It's still looking the same way it is right now. You go to Richard's house right now, look at that bathroom. He'll tell you, my brother helped come up there and put that bathroom in for me. Hey, man. That's where I am, man. I just, shit, man. I just can't, I can't stop. It just keep me going. Most of the time I don't do all the work, but I know how to get it done. I let other people do the heavy work, but then I do all the thinking. Got the design all in my head. I know exactly how it's gonna look. You know what it won't get the tile up there, get the drywall up there, and get everything all together. Buy a new tub, put it in there, new toilet. Hey man, it's all up here, right there. That's my taking, and it keeps me going, Ted. I don't know why it is. Just keep me going. It just keeps me just wanting to get shit done. I just ain't got enough money. All I need, I figure right now, all I need is about $1 million, and I can probably fix up at least 3 or 4 houses. 1 million is all I need. I can put 3 or 4 houses together. Go in there, get them done, redo the whole place and house, put them back together again, put somebody in it, rent it out.
That's all you need is $1 million.
That's all I need.
How much the house is gonna cost?
It doesn't matter. Ted, I tell people, I told my daughters, I told both of them, I said, you go over there, you see that little raggedy house over there? She said, yeah, Daddy, I see it. I said, that's a gold mine over there. She said, what? I said, that's a gold mine there. That's a gold mine. You just don't know it. It's gold. It's gold in there inside that house. The old raggedy house, it's falling down. The roof probably caving in. It's a gold mine. You just don't know it. When people get gold, where do you get it from? Out of the ground, right? They get gold out of the ground. So I'm like, there's a regular house sitting over there. There's a gold in that house there. We're going to dig that something. We're going to dig the gold out of that house. We can go in there, tear everything up out of there, and redo the whole daggone thing, put it back together again, put a new roof on there, do the inside and everything, and these people be able to live in it. Have a nice place to stay. If I was a mayor of Jackson, Mississippi, ain't no fucking way in the world they water lines would be all messed up inside that daggone place down there in Jackson. I don't give a shit what the hell happened. It wouldn't have happened. I'd have called my people up. I'd have called up people I know up there, the federal government. I say, y'all need to send me down here at least $20 million. I get all this shit done. You can't do that. Oh, hell, give it to me. Guess what I'd have done? I'd have went over there, looked around the community and stuff, found some of them old guys and everything that do a little work, know how to do a little work. I said, oh, come on. I'll get me a crew together. I said, I'll pay you $20 an hour, each one of y'all, to come over here and work for me. We're going to get this shit done. He's going to take a whole section and fix it up. Put new lines, take the old ones out, put the new lines in, the water never be shut off to anybody's house. Put the new lines in, hook them back up, turn the water back on to all them houses back there. They got all brand new lines. Start the next section. Do it by section. Every time we get one of them done, do another one. And pretty soon, guess what? The whole goddamn system will be fixed. Hey, that's all it takes, man. People got, use their head. There's some ingenuity and stuff there. You got them people sit up there in that daggone city council mess up there. They are big shot, talking all that bull crap and everything. And these people who depended upon them to have clean water. We in the United States of America, Ted, ain't no reason why nobody shouldn't have clean water. Basic.
I agree.
That's basic. That is horrible. That is ridiculous that these people got to go over there and bathe in the swimming pool because they don't have water coming into the house or into the commercial properties around there. No reason in the world. That's the capital of the damn state, man, Jackson, Mississippi. The state capital is right there.
That's a
And
crime, bro.
As soon as it happened, what did they do? They blame it on them black folks. Well, them male, them Negroes don't know what the hell they doing. They can't do nothing. We can't trust them. They call the federal government. Don't give them nothing because they can't do nothing on their own. The problem been going on for 10 years. And they just kept putting it off, kept putting it off, kept putting it off. Well, the Lord going to come down and he going to fix them water lines. Lord help those who help themselves. That's my philosophy. Ted, the church that I left, come up into that church, man, set up in that church pretty soon. I had just joined the church. I get a phone call that Monday. I got joined the church Sunday. I get a phone call Tuesday morning. Mr. Bishop, we heard you know how to work on computers and everything, and these people are putting in a new computer system in our church and don't nobody know how to do it. I said, what? How you all buy stuff and everything and you can't get the system back inside your church here? Well, the guy, the pastor who in charge, we can't get a hold of him. He ain't know what to be seen. I got in my car. I said, I'll be right down. I drove 45 miles to the church and everything, and I stayed there for 2 days to get their system put in. When I got all that shit all done, man, everything was working. Even the white folks who was installing the stuff and everything didn't know how they couldn't make the daggone thing work. That's how we are, man. It's a black church. The man who's in charge, he said, I know what I'm doing. He's in charge. They can't, when they get ready to put the stuff in, they can't find that nigga. I'm sorry, people. I shouldn't say that. He's a pastor. They couldn't find him. He done ran away. These women sitting there, they don't know what the hell to do. And the only reason why they knew about me is because the lady who was in charge of new members and everything had walked into the church office and everything, and the ladies in the church told them, we don't know what to do. And I had just talked to her, being a new member. I said, yeah, I like to work on computers and stuff. So they just called me up. On Wednesday evening, when they was just finishing up, I'm sitting there at the desk and everything. It's in the evening time, and I had been there for damn near 2 days. And we just about finishing up everything, and the man finally got the system to work. They had a glitch in their daggone system. They couldn't get the damn thing to working. I finally figured out how the loop worked and got the thing to work. And I said, oh, Mr. Bishop, thank you very much. And we finishing up everything. So I'm sitting there waiting until they get all done. Because I ain't letting no white folks stay in our church and stuff and everything, in the black church, and don't get their stuff done right. So I'm sitting there, everything all done. I'm waiting around for them to leave because they said they'd be done about 9 o'clock that night. They had prayer meeting, prayer service and stuff that Wednesday. I'm sitting there at the chair. Next thing I know, the pastor come up there and said, who are you? I said, my name is Mr. Bishop. He said, you in charge of this stuff right now. I said, what? He said, you in charge of all this computer stuff around here. I said, oh, okay, pastor. Ted, they were producing their Sunday program. They were spending $4,500 a month to produce the programs for Sunday. I came in there and they only spent $1,000 a month for their programs on Sunday for the month. I said, Bishop, how you do that? I said, hey, you just gotta know what the hell you doing. You gotta work at this shit. We can't do nothing. Tell you how black folks are. We can't do shit by ourselves. We's all messed up. 3 years after they had installed the system in there, the main server went down. Wouldn't work. Mr. Bishop, there's something wrong with the server. I went back there and I looked at that thing. I said, oh, shit. So I got it to limping along for about 2 weeks. I came home. I had a computer, a box that was sitting in my office. I said, shit, I'm going to take this thing and rebuild it. I rebuilt that daggone thing and made a server out of it. And I took it down there and I hooked it up, put it in the church. That night, kid, I'm taking the server that they had out and putting it in my car. Well, the pastor that I had took the job from 3 years ago called the deacon, the head deacon up and said, Mr. Bishop is stealing equipment out of the church.
Oh my goodness.
I'm telling you, man, this is the truth, the God awful truth, man. I ain't telling you no lie. I get home in the morning, I get a phone call. It's Deacon Horton. He's the head deacon, the head man up there. Mr. Bishop, I heard you taking our stuff out of the church and everything. What are you doing? I said, hold it. I said, Deacon Horton, I'll be right there. I put that daggone server and threw in the back of my car and drove to the church and went in there and found him. I said, Deacon Horton, I said, you called me and told me that I'm stealing from out this church. I said, okay. I said, I'm going to put this daggone thing back and I'm going to take my daggone thing that I rebuilt and stuff to keep this daggone thing going, and you all can call a white man up and you let him fix it. What? I said, you see that box back in that corner there? That thing is doing the same thing that big thing was doing. All I'm doing is taking this thing back here, rebuilding the daggone thing so it'll work. Now, if you want to call a white man up, he's going to probably charge you about $15,000, $20,000. Mr. Bishop ain't charging you shit. Oh, Mr. Bishop, what? I said, I'm fixing the daggone thing for you. I would never, I don't get paid for coming here and doing my work. I don't get paid for doing the bulletins and stuff every Sunday. They don't pay me. I do it because this is the church. They don't pay me a dime. I'm Mr. Bishop, I'm sorry. Don't worry about it. I'll straighten everything out. I said, okay. I took the server and call up the janitor and stuff and said, hey, brother, can you help me put this thing back in my car now? Okay, Mr. Bishop, because they heard about it. They already heard all of them heard about it. Deacon Horton ain't about me no more. When they got ready to put some new stuff in there, he called me up to Mr. Bishop. Can I ask you a question? What about this? What about that? They offered us this, they offered us that. I said, that sounds like a good idea. I said, when they get ready to put the stuff in, call me up and everything, because I don't let nobody put nothing in this church unless I see it. Okay. I'll tell them to contact you. I said, okay. They were getting ready to come in there, put our main box, our T1 box, down in the basement on the floor. I came in there and looked at it. I said, man, you going to put this thing on the floor? He said, yeah. I said, Negro, put this thing up on the daggone wall right down there. Wow, we always put them on the floor. I said, this is the basement, man. Suppose the damn thing flood. Oh, you right. Hooked it up, got it going. Ted, before I came there, they charged the church $28,000 for all their little system up in there. When they got done with the finance and all that stuff, they paid $116,000 for that system they got up in there. They had up in there. About 10 years after that, almost 10 years, just about 8 years, it started breaking down. They needed all that stuff, got to be looking old and everything. Pastor came to me and said, Brother Bishop, can you put some new stuff up in here for us and get everything done and give me a price for it and everything, and we'll see about getting you the money. I said, okay. I went down there and did all my figuring, calling my people that I know and everything. I came back. I said, Pastor, I can put everything in here brand new, flat screen and everything for y'all and everything. Give me a check for $2,500. He said, what? he said they'll write you out a check tomorrow, Mr. Bishop. You want it right now? I'll write it out for you. He had just paid $116,000 for that crap they had from the white man. True story, Ted.
Did they ever offer you to give you some money for your services?
Yeah.
Oh,
About,
okay.
about a year before I left, they called me and Mr. Bishop, we got to pay you. We got to give you something, pay you for your wages. I said, okay. So I'm driving home. My wife called me on my phone. I said, hey, baby. I said, they're going to start giving me a salary. She said, you ain't taking a dime.
That's what your wife said.
Mm-hmm. You better not take no money from that church. I said, why? They go, I'm doing all that work. She said, you better not take no money from that church. I had to call her mother and say, I can't take no money. But that's us, Ted. I'm telling you, man, we got a bad habit, man, of not trusting our own people. They trust the white man for they trust their own people to do anything right. They do. But Ted, in reality, they gotta they right most of the time. They right most of the time. I
Who
left
was
the
they
church.
right? Who
I
was
left
right?
the church. I left the church. And when I left, the pastor had his anniversary in March of that year. He had an anniversary. I just left church right for his anniversary. Them people came in there, Ted, and charged them $3,000 to do his anniversary program for him.
Mm.
So they
3,000
had
a family?
$3,000 for. He had 4 Sundays that they did his program for. For each one of those Sundays, they charged him $3,000 for the program for each Sunday. They paid the first week. They got the programs, and they had misspelled words in the program.
Mm.
They let this man do it. His girlfriend was one of the secretary's daughter. they had they had to go redo the programs and so many words spelled wrong. So I said, sometimes they got a right to not trust us. Oh man, that's how we are, Ted. We just, man, I don't understand. We got a bad reputation. Anything else you want to say, brother? We done shot away this whole hour.
Well, I'm grateful for your stories, because, I got stories with the church too. But, you know, um, two things that we have in common. We have probably got a lot more than two, but number one, we work with the youth, and number two, we work in the church. Not that we so churchified, I guess that's a word, churchified. We weren't, but consistently went to church for years, decades, and one of the things that I think that we're the overall collectively, I ain't talking about the religions, different types of religions, within the community, the different denominations, I should say. But to me, that's where we failed, bro. there's no, I understand that a pastor wants to be in control of his flock. Those are his people. He's the shepherd. However, a lot of people, some people are better preachers, some people are better teachers, some people are very mediocre, but he is the shepherd of that particular congregation. And what happens is because of people want to keep their flock, because after all, most of them, they live off the church. Not all, but most of them live off the church.
Mm-hmm.
In order for them to, work those 3 or 4 days, and then they're supposed to, tend to the parishioners. So I don't know. I think we as a community collectively, we have lost the mark because the whole thing is that, I went through a church that was called Without Walls. And I like that title. And what that means is that there are no walls in the church. You are supposed to go out, assist wherever you can, where it's needed, and the church's responsibility to find out, meaning the administration, is the responsibility to find out who is calling the church for help. And then you come together and bring these churches together and go into the community to help those people that need assistance. So to me, being modernized, like yourself, you in computers, the people that might be carpenters, the other people might be uh, different levels of different types of professions. However, there's so much talent in the church, but it's not being utilized. And some of it is being ran away, not accepted, but they might have to answer for that. That's what I think. Because I think that the body have, not all, and I'm just saying, there are some great churches out there doing a lot of great things. But I would say majority of them are just having church, social gatherings. You mentioned the pastor's uh, anniversary, and then you got your so and so's this and that. You got all these. Then you might have a banquet for this and blah blah blah. Just a social thing. So that's my take on
Well, I've already said all of mine, and that was my final word when I got through talking about we just sometimes we have talent. We have a lot of talent, Ted, in different areas, but mostly of it is in entertaining and sports and stuff. We got Google out the talent and stuff there that we can see. As we were growing up, and and you've seen what happens, that they got people who are out there on the playground who could probably be in the pros, but they never got a chance to get up there, or they got involved with drugs, or they got involved with some bad things, or they went to jail and everything because they went robbing somebody and didn't want to do what was right and everything so they can make a better life for themselves and their families. But that is our cross to bear. That we the opportunity and stuff is there, and we a lot of times do not take advantage of it, or we don't trust our own folks and stuff and everything to help us to get over that hump, to get to that mountaintop. And that's something that we have to do. We have to trust our somebody in our community and stuff to help to get us through. And like you said, we did contribute and stuff too. Man, I enjoyed the time that I spent working with the young folks. I really did. I enjoyed sitting out there and coaching them, man, and doing some things with them and see them uh, improve themselves, to get better and stuff at what they were doing, and to show them there was a better way of doing some things, that looking at themselves and stuff as individuals and stuff, that everybody looked down on each other, but they have to understand that there's value and stuff in anything that you do, no matter what it is. And I always uh, talk to them about grades. Keep keeping the grades up. Your grades bad, you can't play with me. You can't come out here on this football field and play, and you're doing bad in school. It's not going to work. And most of them, they kept their grades up, at least during football season. So I see a lot of times and stuff, the kids and stuff that I coach and everything, man, they're out in the street now, they're grown and they're doing all kinds of stuff and everything. And I'm very, very proud of them. The ones who did do well. But there was a whole lot of them, Ted, who did not do well. They Once I got out of the sports and everything, they fell along the way, fell on. They were either killed in gangs or in jail. So we can't save them all, but if we can just save one, you're gonna be okay. And that was it was a hard thing to swallow, man, seeing the kids and stuff that I knew do bad. Who Somebody told me, well, so and so, he'd been locked up, man. He done committed a crime. He robbed somebody. He pulled a gun on him. Hmm. So anyway, uh, we shall see you guys tomorrow. Have a good day. Bye bye.